I'm Marla.
I'm Marshall.
I'm Bradley.
And we're here with Congressman Bradley Byrne. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh man, it's great to be back in this part of the state. What a beautiful place.
So you came to the founders meeting today and had lunch with
A lot of local officials, some business people, one person that's newly moved to the area who had wonderful things to say about living here. So it was great. The food was really good.
Yes, Kelly's Kitchen is always
good.
very good. What'd you have?
I had chicken, and I had lima beans, and I had turnip greens, and I had some really good cornbread.
And what was your
cornbread is up here?
Did they have chocolate pudding?
Well, this time of year, I have to be careful about desserts because I'll end up eating all the desserts and nothing else. So I didn't have any dessert.
Well, they have very good desserts there. And you have threw your hat in the ring several months ago for the Senate.
I did.
And so you've been in office since 2014 as a congressman. Can you tell us what it's like to be in Congress during an impeachment inquiry?
It's very frustrating. Up until this year, this is my 6th year in the House, I felt like even when Barack Obama was president, we were getting some things done. The House has issued more subpoenas this year than we've passed bills that have gone into law. That tells you what we've been doing. Look, they do not have a case against President Trump. I've read the Mueller report. I've read all these transcripts of these secret depositions. Like most people, I watched the public hearings. There's no there there. But we're going to continue to go through this throughout December. The Democrats have the vote to impeach the president. That sends it to the Senate. They don't have anywhere near the votes for moving from office. We are wasting time. And the people of America did not send us to Washington to waste time. And I'm very frustrated about what we're doing.
Oh, no. From your perspective as a congressman, what do you think about President Trump's decision not to send lawyers or participate in any way in the inquiry? I mean, in the hearings or the trial. You know, he said he's not going to be involved in it at all. You know, he said I'm beating with NATO now. I'm not going to get involved in this. What's your take on that? You think that's a good move? Or?
Well, if he said he's not participating in the House, now in the Senate, he may very well. Look, have you noticed the way they've been conducting business?
Oh yeah, I've noticed it. I don't
court.
blame him, but I just wonder what's your take on it.
Well, first of all, they should have done this like 2 months ago, okay?
Right.
But they held these secret hearings, and they wouldn't let us bring in witnesses, and they wouldn't let President Trump have anybody there. Now they get to the end of everything and say, oh, now you can have your lawyer there. Come on, that's a game, and the president doesn't want to play that game, and he shouldn't.
Right. Well, I don't know. I can't imagine how it would be to be in Congress, but I mean, as the average citizen sitting here, of course, I'm a big-time pro-Trump guy, and I just get so mad at Schiff. I mean, is it that divisive? Like it is now. I tell you, I was along with Congressman Mo Brooks. I was one of the congressmen that went in that room, the secret room that Adam was doing those hearings in, and we didn't bust in there, but we walked in. Right.
And if looks could kill, I'd be dead, because Adam Schiff was just glaring at me. Of course, I want to say, oh, come on, Adam, you think you're going to glare at me, it's going to do anything to me. And then he got up and left, and I stood up and I said, don't leave. Well, by the time I got out, and the press had already reported that Adam Schiff and I were yelling at one another. That's not true, but we had strong words. Now, let's put it that way.
Right.
Look, there are times you just got to push back. And
right.
That was one of those times, and I'm glad we pushed back. One of the Democrats in the room said, aren't you ashamed of yourself? I said, no, actually, I'm pretty proud of myself right now.
I'd be right there with you if I was there.
Well, as a former chancellor of the Alabama Community College System, what is your take on the several 2020 Democratic candidates that they're planning to eliminate student debt?
Well, I got two thoughts about it. Number one, how are we going to pay for it?
Right.
And they'll never tell you how they're going to pay for anything. But number two, I was a financial aid student. I had to borrow money to get through school. And I paid every penny of it back. And I'll tell you what, I don't regret taking out those loans. And that was the best loan I ever took out, because look what it's done for me in my life. So I don't think it's too much to expect these students to borrow some money and then spend part of their working career to pay it back. Now, some of the size of some of the debt that these kids have, that's a different thing. What I want these universities and two-year colleges to do is to sit down with the students before they sign for the loans and say, this is what this means. This is how much you'll owe. This is how much it's going to cost you on a monthly basis to pay it back. maybe we can get some common sense into it. But just taking the federal government, going there, wiping out everybody's debt, no, I'm not for that.
I feel like we put so much emphasis on a degree now. I mean, we really need more plumbers and electricians and technical people. I mean, we're losing that with the millennial generation. That's what I worry about.
You're absolutely right. Northeast Alabama Community College does a good job up there, but we need more programs that provide these very important technical skills. The joke I tell all the time is the lawyer who hires a plumber, the plumber gives him the bill if he finishes the job, and the lawyer says, look at your hourly rate. I can't charge that much and I'm a lawyer. The plumber looks at that and says, yeah, I couldn't charge that much when I was a lawyer either.
Right.
We don't need more lawyers, we need more plumbers.
Right.
That's true. And your question, Marshall?
Oh, yeah. Well, we got Senator Sessions, the former Attorney General. I know we know how that went. But anyway, and he's entered the race now, and Secretary of State John Merrill's just left. I think it was last night.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel that changes the dynamics of the race?
Well, John Merrill getting out of the race helps me a great deal. We've already heard from a lot of his supporters who were friends of mine who said, you know, John's out of the race, we're for you. So I feel very good about John's leaving the race, and that's a big boost to us. But Jeff Sessions and I have been friends for a long time. He served 20 years in the U.S. Senate, represented our state well. I've got nothing but praise for him and for his prior service. But he should never recuse himself from the investigation, the Russian investigation. I think that's been a part of what we're having to deal with now. And his time has passed. And you have to know when you're in these positions, his time has passed. When he called me up to tell me he was getting in the race, he said, Bradley, I've got a few gallons left in my gas tank. I'm sorry, in Washington, I don't want somebody that's got only a few gallons in the tank. He needs to have a full tank every day, because that's the fight that we're in. So I honor Jeff Sessions for his prior service as our U.S. Senator. I don't think he did a very good job for us as Attorney General, and I think his time is over. We need a new U.S. Senator.
All right, we've been hardcore there for a little bit. We're going to do some live stuff.
What do you think? What do you think Bradley Byrne brings to the table?
Oh, okay.
I have a proven track record of being an effective fighter for things that matter. Whether it was cleaning up the swamp in the two-year college system, whether it's been helping clean up the swamp in Washington, or standing up in the House for President Trump day after day after day this year. I'm the only one in the race that's doing all that and being effective at it. So other people can talk about it. I'm not only doing it, I've been doing it. And I'll continue to do that in the United States Senate. I will wake up every day understanding I'm the senator from Alabama, for Alabama, and who will fight for Alabama and the things we believe in.
Okay, Marshall, we'll do our customary.
All right. It's between 5 and 7. Your wife calls you up and she says, it's time to eat. Does she say supper or dinner?
She says crackers and cheese. Unless our children are there, then it's dinner.
I'm disappointed.
I'm so glad. I'm glad that you said that.
I always say supper and Mara says dinner.
Okay. So,
I grew up with supper. My wife grew up with dinner, so we're house divided.
okay, so when did you get your license? What year?
1971, which most people probably weren't even born in 1971.
Okay, 1971. You're cruising around with your friends. What are you driving?
What was I driving in 1971? An old Chevrolet truck.
And what were you listening to on the radio?
Rock and roll music. I don't even remember what was popular in 1971.
But you-
Rock and roll music, and well, I'll tell you what. If I could listen to her, I love listening to Linda Ronstadt.
There you go.
That'll date me.
That is.
Unusual.
And she was, let me tell you something. In 1971, Linda Ronstadt was the thing.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember what she's saying.
Oh my gosh, silver threads and golden needles. You know,
Yeah, I know that, but I don't know about that.
you're no good. Oh come
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I like
okay,
that
I
one.
remember
I
that.
like that one.
Great stuff.
If I was going to say anyone, I'd go Credence or the Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh, the Eagles, they were good too.
Mm-hmm.
They were good too.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by the Torch, and thank you so much, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Look forward to being back in this area many times.